New update on those $800 prepaid cards specifically focused on Social Security, retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, and Medicare beneficiaries. I have all the details for you in this video, so let's get into it right now. But if you haven't done so, or if you're new here, make sure to subscribe by hitting that button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and so I can keep you updated each and every day with all of this information that continues changing very rapidly right now, as I am your one and only daily advocate. I'm doing all the research on your behalf, and I distill it all down into these short videos so that you can stay tuned with everything going on right now. Also, make sure to continue watching, as my wife Corey will be back here in just a few minutes with the new updated list of shoutouts for those names that are pulled right out of the fan club, and that list is changing in every single video. So if you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe down below, and let's get into this right now. All right, so I want to talk about some new information on these $800 prepaid cards that so many of us have been wondering about for so many months now, wondering, are they still coming? What's going on with these? Are we finally going to get some relief going forward, or what is actually happening with these? So let me talk you through the latest details that we know as of right now. First off, if you're not quite sure what I'm talking about in regards to these $800 cards, let me quickly give you the background on these and where these actually originated from and what does it actually mean. So back in the fall of 2021, there was a small group of senior Senate Democrats who came out with this announcement saying that they wanted to send out a one-time prepaid debit card in the amount of either $600 up to $1,000 for roughly 63 million beneficiaries of Social Security, SSDI, survivors, and Medicare benefits. Now, shortly after that announcement came out from senior Senate Democrats, Bernie Sanders came out shortly thereafter and said, it's $1,000. We're going to make it $1,000. So awesome, right? They wanted to max it out because remember, their original range was $600 to $1,000. Well, Bernie Sanders said it's $1,000. So we were like, sweet, awesome. That's great. We'll take it, right? So shortly thereafter, once again, the president came out and followed it up with an announcement, and he was talking about these cards once again while he was doing a press briefing. Now, during that time, he said $800 cards. Well, ever since he threw out that $800 number, we've never seen anything different than $800. So the $800 number kind of stuck. So why it was reduced from $1,000 down to $800, honestly, we're not quite sure. We never got an answer on that, but the deal is that's kind of where the amount was sitting, was $800, and it would be coming out in the form of a prepaid card, like a debit card that could just be used just like a credit card or something like that, right? You swipe it and boom, it just comes off the balance. Or maybe for like some of you that have a Direct Express card, it'd be kind of like the same exact thing there, right? You get your monthly benefit loaded onto your card, you use the card, and it just deducts from the balance, right? It's like a debit card, same old thing, right? So that's what it was originally being proposed as. Now, you were wondering, what is this card actually for? Here's where it actually originated from. So during this whole time that we've been talking about this Build Back Better agenda, we've been hearing all these details about it and, what they want to add into it. Well, one of the things that they wanted to do was expand Medicare coverages to include hearing, dental, and vision. Now, throughout the course of negotiations, one of the things that they did is they removed dental coverage. They also removed vision coverage out of the proposal, even though they wanted all three of these, hearing, dental, and vision. Well, they removed two of the three. They kept hearing coverage in there, and that's still in there. However, they removed vision and they removed dental. They are still working on getting dental back into the plan, not dental. They're still working on getting vision back into the plan. I apologize. I meant to say vision. So they're still working on getting vision back into the plan, but as of right now, they removed dental, and likely it is not coming back simply because, according to what they've been saying, dental coverage is just way too expensive, and in order to get that into the plan, it would just cost way too much. So the likelihood of getting dental back is probably very, very slim. So they're possibly working on it, but the likelihood is probably zero that the dental will be back in Medicare coverage. However, as a result of that, they came up with this great idea of saying, let's send out a one-time $800 prepaid debit card to help out all of these individuals, again, about 63 million beneficiaries, with a one-time $800 card so that they can go out and use it on dental coverages, right? So basically you get the $800, you go to the dentist, you say, here, do whatever you got to do, swipe my $800 card, and then, hopefully that covers everything, which we all probably know that probably probably wouldn't be the case, unfortunately. So that's where the $800 card came from. However, we've been wondering as of recently, where do we currently stand with the card? Are we finally going to get it or what? Now, this is not the first time that we've heard about a prepaid card like this before. Remember back in late 2020, remember that? About a year and a half ago or so, we heard about this same similar idea where at the time they wanted to send out a $200 prescription card. Do you remember that one? We talked about that for a while as well. And again, nothing ever came of it. It was just a whole idea of sending out a $200 prescription card. It sounded great. It would have been the same idea, and it never came out, right? So it's kind of similar to what we're seeing with this $800 card. However, let's talk about where we currently stand with this. So as of right now, with the most recent information that we now have, is that Joe Manchin and some of the senators and other lawmakers, as well as the administration, are going to be working on this new version of the Build Back Better agenda, as in they're starting over completely from scratch. Therefore, they're rebuilding this new package, in other words, a new stimulus package that is going to be in replacement of the Build Back Better agenda. So now that they're working on this, the big question is going to be, number one, will Medicare expansion make it into this new version of the bill? If not, then we can probably say, okay, we are not getting the cards in any way at all, right? So it's all predicated on the Medicare expansion being in the next stimulus package or the Build Back Better agenda. If it makes it in there, then we can probably anticipate maybe the cards would also make it in there. However, if Medicare expansion does not make it into the new version of the Build Back Better agenda, then we can probably just say, okay, they're not coming and that's it, right? Now, again, we also have to remember too, in the House version of the bill, that was the Build Back Better agenda that was passed a couple months ago. In that version of the bill, the cards were not technically in there. However, like I said a minute ago, these cards were actually originated from senior Senate Democrats, so we were anticipating that they would be adding those into the bill once it hit the Senate. However, like we know, it never necessarily came to the Senate, right? So they never had the opportunity to put it into the bill simply because we knew that if the Build Back Better agenda came to the Senate, it wouldn't have passed anyway, so they never really even brought it in the first place. So, long story short, where do we currently stand with the cards? Again, still up in the air a little bit right now, but here's what we have to focus on. If Medicare expansion is added into the new version of the Build Back Better, then we could possibly anticipate maybe the cards will also add it in there, since Joe Manchin, being a senator and also working with other senators on the new version of the Build Back Better agenda, then we can possibly think, okay, maybe the cards will actually be in there since this new plan is being constructed by senators or lawmakers as a whole and the administration. However, at the same time, they're also trying to scale down this package and figure out how can they cut down the total price tag on this thing and what is actually essential. What do they need in this plan? What are the most hot button issues? What are the very important issues that they want to bring into this plan? Now, I think a lot of us in this community would say, well, yeah, the cards are very important, right? Sending out this $800 card to 63 million beneficiaries is very important. I think that's a lot of us in this community. However, we got to remember too, at the same time, unfortunately, we have to go and do whatever lawmakers say, right? They're the ones who draw all the rules, they make the laws, they're the ones who have the final say. So even if all of us came together and said, this is what we think is important, at the end of the day, unfortunately, it's all down to the senators, the lawmakers, the administration, and everybody like this. So the main question remains, will Medicare expansion make it into the new version of the bill? Who knows? We don't know that quite yet. If it does not, then we can say the cards are off the table and they will absolutely not happen. If Medicare expansion adds it into the bill, then we could say there's a likelihood that the cards will also be in the bill simply because that's where they were coming from, is the Senate, right? However, if the House takes up the new Build Back Better agenda and they're the ones to construct this bill, then again, we can probably say the cards are off the table. So as you can see here, there's a lot of back and forth and there's a lot of variables when it all comes down to this. But at the end of the day, what is the likelihood of these $800 cards coming in the first place? Realistically, as we currently sit right now, the odds of these cards actually happening continues to get less and less the more that we dwindle down this package. Because remember, this $800 card is going to cost, what is it going to be? Just $50 billion maybe, roughly? Again, I'm just throwing out a random number just based on some real rough mental math. Yes, about $50 billion. I just kind of roughly ran the math right there. Yeah, it's about $50 billion. So we have to remember, too, they're trying to shave down the size of this package and the total price tag of it. So if they're looking for things to take out of it, $50 billion would probably be something they maybe focus on and say, you know, we don't need that. That's $50 billion. We can cut right off the top and we don't need to send out. Even though a lot of us in this community are saying, yeah, we need that. You need to send it out. So just being honest with you with everything we're seeing right now, and it's all going to come down to this new version of the Build Back Better. As I get more information on that, I can certainly keep you posted, but I'm going to say this much. And again, I'm going out on a limb, and I'm being totally honest with you based on everything I'm seeing. The likelihood of these cards actually happening, I'm going to say, is probably at this point very slim. That's just me giving my opinion on this simply because everything that I'm seeing right now is kind of pointing toward a much more slimmed down package. But according to reports, they're also saying that this new package is going to be more highly focused on the people. But again, is this card going to be terms for highly focused? Again, that's up for debate. We don't know. But if I had to say anything about these cards, I'm going to say, based on everything I'm seeing out there right now, probably a very slim possibility of them happening. I would say that there's a much more highly likely possibility of them not happening. But again, hopefully they'll actually come. But again, this is just me giving you my opinion based on everything that I'm seeing right now. But it's all going to come down to this new version of the Build Back Better. I hope that makes sense. So with that being said, I wanted to give you the latest update and where we currently stand because I've seen some of you commenting on previous videos here asking what's going on with these, how soon are we getting them, am I going to get one? Good questions. And we have to continue watching it, but that's what I kind of foresee coming with these going forward. So hope this helps you out. Again, make sure to subscribe down below as I'm watching everything very closely right now, and I will keep you updated as we do get more information. Also, feel free to share this video or any others here on the channel with your friends, family, social media, and of course, go back and check out any of the other 2,000 videos. And with that being said, let's bring Corey in so she can read that new updated list out of the fan club. And if you want to check out the fan club, there's a link down below in the description. Otherwise, at the top of the comment section, I will also pin a comment there where you can check out the fan club if you want to be added to the list of shoutouts right here in our videos. So enjoy your day. Thanks again for watching this. And Corey, take it away, and I'll catch you again later in the next video.
We are excited to shout out Lillian Allendy, Lucindy Baker, Mindy Fuller, Kathy Ormsby, Susan Fulbright, Maybella, aka Maygirl, Teresa Brewer, Sky Rob, Imogene Tibbetts, Dorianne Legrand, Deborah Armis, and Tupacliolus Too Cheesy. Thank you for being members of the fan club.